Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Soni ji, let me start off by saying it's always such a delight to see you act on screen. I would like to know a little bit about your character in the film and specifically to you, why this film?
So I play a woman whose son has seemingly vanished into thin air, and so she's one of the people, many people in Kashmir whose sons have disappeared. Why I wanted to do this film, or why this film? So Ashwin is very kind to share the film with me, the script with me, even before he cast me, and even offered to cast me. That's another story. But when I read the film, the first thought that came to my mind is, oh my God, here is a man who knows Kashmir like nobody else that I've ever come across before. We've made so many films on Kashmir, and some of them have been wonderful films, but they've always been sort of, peppered with or sort of checkered with a lot of other things and, issues and, action or drama or love story or whatever. But here, I think, was a very simple film that I read, which talked about the real Kashmir. The people in Kashmir who are not leading dramatic lives. They're not in the forefront. They're not in politics. They're not on Twitter every day. But they live in the villages. They don't have a voice. They have a lot of heartbreak that they've gone through. And here is a film that speaks about their lives and them. And so this is why I felt that this film is so important that come what may, I would of course love to be a part of it, but even otherwise, this is a very important film that needs to be made. And hats off to Ashwin for bringing. Also, it's a film which is not very, you see the trailer and you think, oh, it's a very serious film. It's a wonderfully humorous film, apart from all the, other things in it. It is also a love story. So it's so many things, and it really deserves to get the censor certificate and be watched by people. The other thing I feel very strongly about is about reality, truth, and facts. Truth has many faces. Your truth is different to my truth. But reality and facts they exist. You can't wish them away, no matter what you do. So my feeling is if we can have discussions and debates in Parliament, on television, here, there, everywhere, books come out about reality, about the reality of Kashmir particularly. Why can't we have films on that? I'm a great believer in the healing power of truth. And I feel the people of Kashmir really deserve that in their lives today. They deserve acknowledgement of what they've gone through. They deserve to be understood. They deserve to be healed. And one of the ways we can do this, apart from what, government outreach programs and all kinds of other things, one of the ways we can do this is through cinema. So this is that. That is also why I feel this film is so, so important. And I pray that things go well for it as it goes along.
Thank you. I think that statement, the healing power of truth, is what encompasses this film. Anshuman, so we've all seen your growth in your career, starting from your debut in a cult film like LSD to the recent Angrezi Mein Kehte Hain, where you play a young, charming boy in love. In this film, however, No Fathers in Kashmir, you play the role of an army major. What was it about this role and this film that appealed to you and convinced you to sort of be a part of it?
Firstly, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. What's up? You inspire. Thank you for being you. The man on my right is the reason I was grateful to him. I have a lot of respect and regard for him as a maker. I'm a huge fan of his film Little Terrorist, which went to the Academy Award. It was nominated. And I think we as a nation don't sometimes pay attention to the finer details. He was the youngest man to be nominated from India at the Oscars. I think we should just take a step back and make light of that truth, like ma'am said, and pay attention to the detailing his cinema has offered about the region. Coming to the region, he offered me a role which my gurus all my life have told me to go away from the trend as an actor, and that's where the magic lies. It's very easy to stand here and say, how's Josh? Hi, sir. It's easy, I can do that. Anybody can do that, any actor worth his salt. But to see the grey side of, everything has a grey side. There's a black and white to everything. Here's a filmmaker who's trying to tell you that there are greys in the region which we need to pay attention to and which we need to know about. We have the right to know about. We should know about. When I shot in Kashmir one day, it's a small anecdote. I walked out in costume and the line producer told me, "Sir, bahar mat jaiye, koi patthar phek dega." And I was aghast. I was like, if I'm wearing an Indian Army's costume, why will people... it's a very small thing, but it just gave me perspective about so many things which I had never thought of. And even as an actor, it was... Yeah, so I'm really grateful to him, and I always will be, because I have a lot of love and regard for him as a filmmaker. And this film will always be special for me from that point of view. Also, he's an actor, and he's making his debut here, let's not forget. And he's done a really solid performance. I enjoy film as a director's medium, but it's amazing to have a director who has a sense of the craft of acting. And when you'll see this film, you'll realize why he manages to take out the performances that he does, because he himself is so good at it. Having said that, the child in me is a huge fan of Kulbhushan Kharbanda and Soni Razdan, so the moment I knew that they are in the film, I wanted to go there.
Thank you, Anshuman, for that. Maya, hi. So in the trailer, we see you say this line, "Unhe pick up kara diya gaya hai," and to which the protagonist replies or asks you a question, "What is picked up?" Seems like that little innocent reply that she sort of gives you at that point in time. In that lies a very pertinent question, right? How did you come about doing this film, and what, according to you, is the key takeaway for in No Fathers in Kashmir?
I came about doing this film because Ashwin kindly sent me the script. I read the script and I said yes. It was very simple. This is, I think, the key takeaway, actually. That's interesting that you phrase it like that, because for me it was very clear that this is a film and indeed a place that is bound in so much politics and so much grey politics, right? In the phrase as well, what does picked up mean? It's not just her question, right? It's a lot of people who don't know. I feel like we live in a day and age where we know more about, I don't know, the West. We know more about what's happening in Brexit, for example, than we know about, like somebody said, our own backyard. So for me, what the key takeaway was that this is a film, although it's so bound in all of this politics, it is not about it. It is a film that is so deeply empathetic, that shows you what life really is like. Not what you hear in the media, not the headlines, not who bombed whom and who is on whose side, and not numbers. Do you know, not numbers of how many died and how many survived. This is real. And the character that I play is real. She is based on a person by the same name. And there are so many like her. And even for somebody like me that knows a little bit, but it was eye-opening. It was a world that I had no idea. I still have no idea how we are living in a world where so many people live the way they do. And that's all. It's just much, much more than what we get to see. And we should, like Ashwin said, we should be doing more, seeing more, talking more, and watching more, making more films like this.